What is going on, everybody? It's Jamie, and welcome to the channel Thrift on Fire. The other day I was in a Goodwill, and I was basically just killing some time. My wife had an appointment, and I thought, well, maybe I'll just go hang out at Goodwill for 20 minutes real quick while she was in the appointment, and then we were going to go have breakfast later. Okay, so I didn't really have any plans on filming in the store, but I found some really great stuff. So as soon as I got out of the store, I realized I needed to film a clip to share with you guys. Right after that, or right after we had breakfast anyway, I went and did a Facebook Marketplace pickup, picked up some really great items in my opinion. I'm going to share those too. And then after that, I have a little surprise to share with you guys, so stick around for the surprise. And then we're going to end today's video talking about the state of my Etsy account. What's going on with it? Am I going to get it back? Am I not going to get it back? Do I even care? We will talk about that here at the end of the video. I'm just going to show you what I picked up here at the Goodwill. I didn't really film anything because I didn't really expect to find much. I just ran in because my wife went to the orthodontist, and I thought, hey, instead of waiting there, I would just come to Goodwill. So first of all, I found this clock here. I knew it was old, but I wasn't really sure how old, so I just used Google Lens, paid $2.99 for it as well. Looks like it could be worth $30 to $50. This might be a good item for potentially an antique booth if I decide to go that route here in the near future. Definitely eBay. You know, it would be a good Etsy item, but we all know I've got problems with Etsy at the moment. This is a little personal item. It just says, I'll show you. It says Beer Fund. It's Ray Dunn. I'm gonna keep that for my own change. Okay, let's see. Is this I've got one really good item that I'm gonna try to save here for last. So this is a Toronto Maple Leafs Roberts on the top there, number 7 Maple Leafs. I don't know if the years on this one didn't look that close, but definitely Y2K, right? Old tag. I feel like maybe that was even 90s. I'll have to look it up. I remember Gary Roberts playing for the Leafs. I just don't remember what year it was. Okay, this is the really great item. Let me also show you a jersey, Hamilton Ticats jersey. I don't know who this person is. Hopefully a player, not just an individual. It is Reebok's Authentic CFL Extra Large. Okay. Oh yeah, here's the another t-shirt here. This is just a vintage it's a fishing t-shirt. It's cool though. Twist and Trout. Look at the graphics on that. How cool. Is it Ray Troy? Ray Troy 1992, and then Mame USA, great tag there as well. Okay, I also picked up a couple of these. They are Yeti, just little cozies. The top pops off, still has the Yeti sticker inside, never used. I don't know what those are gonna be worth. They're $129 each here. Also picked up a little Vera Bradley, okay? Not bad. I think this one's a lunch pail. It'll have to be washed. Probably 20 bucks there. So lots of really good items. And the last one here, this one is the show stealer for sure. Vintage Stone Cold Steve Austin, Attitude Era, 1999. It is on the what tag is that? Anyway, Sogo or something. That's pretty awesome though. Man, I have no idea what this thing's going to be worth. I think really good money though. I see somebody has one listed, probably not very realistically, on Etsy for like three or 600. It was a lot. I think it was 600. I'll try to find it and throw it up. I don't think I'm gonna get $600 for this t-shirt, but I do believe it'll be over 100, 150, 200. I have no idea, but you don't find these very often. Austin 316 with the Attitude Era right there on the bottom. How awesome was that? Didn't really expect to find much, so you really never know what you're gonna find when you jump into the Goodwill really quick, just like I did. All right, so now I'm off to Woodstock, Ontario, Facebook Marketplace pickup. Somebody had posted jerseys for 25, 30 bucks a piece. They had 3 of them. They were vintage jerseys, all really nice. I will show you what they are. They had it also in their listing that if you wanted all of them, you could have all 3 for 60. So 20 bucks a piece made a lot of sense to me. So let's go pick them up right now, and I'll show you what I'm getting. All right, so I got the jerseys. They're all 1994 Raven. Okay, Detroit, right? Red Wings. Show you the little patch. 1994. They're the, I guess these are practice jerseys, right? So we got that one. got the Boston Bruins one, very nice, same thing. 1994. I think they're all size large. No, this one's a medium actually. The other one was a large, this is a medium. Last one actually, I don't know if I still have it. I had this one for sure, the Blackhawks one. Might have sold it. I think I've sold this one a couple times actually. All pretty decent. What size are you? Extra large. So there's a medium, a large, and extra large. All really nice. 20 bucks a piece. I don't think you can really go wrong there. You know, 20 bucks is a bit to pay for a used jersey, especially on Marketplace, honestly, or in a thrift store anyway. Maybe Marketplace, it's a fair price. Thrift stores, I don't know, $5 bucks, not very often. Sometimes basketball jerseys I'll get for $5. Usually 8 to 12 is what I normally pay. I see them in different uppriced thrift stores, you know, for more money, but probably the max I'd pay for a jersey is 20 bucks, but I think those are all pretty decent, you know, given they came from Marketplace. Just chatting with Mike, the owner there, and I wound up renting a booth. It's going to be available in about just under a month, so I got about 20 days to figure out what I'm doing. It's $150 a month for an 8x8 cube. He offered me, I think, like 4 different shelves for about 50, or slightly bigger for 80, and then he showed me the 8x8 for 150. You know what, if I'm going to do this, I think I'm just going to go all in and give it a go, because I have lots of inventory, I have lots of things I can throw into a booth like this. Lots of vintage. I did ask him too if he's cool with me moving stuff in and out like on a regular basis, so I might just, like, you know, 1 week delist a bunch of eBay stuff, throw it here for a week / weekend, see how it does. If it sells, cool. If it doesn't, I can bring it home, you know, bring in some new stuff the following week. So I'm going to try to like rotate stuff out of my eBay store. I'm going to give that a go. I'm also going to have some dedicated stuff for this exact store. Plan on maybe putting a rack up in there, get some vintage clothing, jerseys. I asked them about new jerseys. So one of the ideas that I have is to go up to the sports store in Niagara Falls and maybe pick up a whole bunch of kids jerseys. You know, I can get them for $5 if they're still available. Obviously, I'm not sure, but this is just an idea that's running through my head. And that's how my head works. There's just like constantly thinking about things. But if I can get $5 jerseys from that store, throw them in the store, even try to get $30, that's going to be a pretty good way for people to like start paying attention to my booth in here. Hopefully have some cool vintage jerseys, some band shirts, some like Disney collectibles, because you guys know I love Disney. I want to have some like kind of creepy stuff. You know, I almost already need more space. that's how my mind's working. But I think it'll be really fun. I have a month to figure out exactly what I want to do. I did take some pictures in there, got some measurements, so I know how much room I'm working with. Now I just need to figure out what I'm going to do to set it up and make it my own. So it's really fun, really exciting. I'm happy about this. And, you know, maybe partially the reason why this is happening is because the Etsy store got shut down. You know, it made me think about things that I've wanted to do and haven't done, just because not that Etsy took up any more of my time. It's just like, I just felt like that was a good avenue for vintage stuff and collectible stuff for me. So, you know, if it goes away, you know, I'm going to try something new. This might be something really great as well. So I guess only time will tell. So last time we talked, my Etsy account had just been suspended. I had only reached out to customer support to figure out, you know, if there was anything I could do, or if they could give me the exact items that were in question. I already kind of knew the items that were in question because they had pulled them down. And then when you go into your Etsy store, you could see that they had been tagged, pulled down by Etsy, right? Everything else has just been deactivated. My whole store is gone. It's there in limbo. I can see it, but you guys couldn't see it. Or interestingly enough, you can actually find it on the internet, like through Google, but when you go to click on it, it just says something's wrong and you can't get into the store. So it is completely dead to the public. I also cannot buy anything either, which I've actually never bought anything off of Etsy besides maybe, I don't know. I don't think so. I actually don't think I have bought anything off Etsy, to be honest. So as far as losing that privilege, probably isn't going to make or break, you know, me personally. So that's not the end of the world. So what's happening? So I did wind up filing an actual appeal. I basically used, so first of all, I did a lot of research, and a lot of people basically said they give you kind of cookie cutter responses, and it's basically policy and there's no bending around it. So I actually used ChatGPT. I opened it up, asked for some help to write a letter. I put in key points and then I kind of edited it to make it sound more humanized, but I thought maybe it might be just more well written if I did that. Honestly, it didn't make any difference whatsoever, because the response I got from them, I'll throw it up. It is pretty cookie cutter. It basically just says, hey, you know, we realize you broke policy. It's basically much like what the agent said, you know, broke policy, you know, there's no coming back from this, and that's the end of that. So, you know, the only way to really do Etsy now would be to like try to cheat the system to get back on it. At this point, I don't want to do that. You know, I'd have to use a different IP address or run a VPN. And then I read a bunch of things saying that if using a VPN, you know, they could close your shop down because I think it looks suspicious anyway, because your IP address is always changing. So really at the moment, I'm just going to let it be. Okay, so that's where the antique booth comes in. That's where I'm going to move a lot of the collectibles and vintage stuff I have. And then I plan on sort of cycling out some of my eBay stuff into the antique booth just to start out. You know, it's stuff I can pull out later if it sells there, great. You know, I do have enough stuff that I'm pretty sure I can fill that space, no problem. And now when I'm sourcing for the next month, I will be able to find stuff to put in the antique booth. So I do think that will fill the void of Etsy for right now. Once I get kind of feeling better about everything. Right now, I've got a lot of stuff to list still. I'm still listing from the wholesale buy. I'm actively still thrifting, but trying to just pick up stuff that's better, or in my opinion, is going to sell faster. And then when I'm filming this video, I haven't completely went through the rest of that great big liquidation buy I bought either. There's a bunch there too. So I kind of put that on the back burner just so I could deal with the wholesale clothing, because the clothing I think will sell faster and it's easier to list, and I don't have to test anything. The stuff that's from the other buy, I do have to test. But, you know, I'm kind of getting off track a little bit here. So basically Etsy, you know, for me right now, Etsy is kind of just, it's going to be over. You know, I've had people, you know, say you could probably use your wife's account, but it is on the same IP address, so that's not going to work. You know, the other people just, you know, I've heard other people say, oh, you can sign up a new account. They won't shut you down. I'm just at this point, it's really just not worth it. You know, VCRs, DVD combos, some vintage stuff sold really well for me on there. You know, I made quite a bit of money on Etsy. I'm by no means do I have any ill will towards them. They don't want me on their platform. I would like to be on their platform, and it just is going to sort of end there. So yeah, is it going to end my reselling career? No, for sure it's not gonna. I think a VCR that would have sold on Etsy will still sell on eBay just for maybe a little bit less money. But now I have an opportunity to potentially try to sell it locally in an antique booth as well. So, you know, in my antique booth, even though we're calling it an antique booth, it mostly is probably going to be more modern collectibles, jerseys, band tees, stuff like that. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. If you do like videos like this, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing for more content, and we will see you soon.